I had a intense year. This morning I sent a text message. I had anxiety.
Why is that?
I haven't talked about this yet, but
Justin Baldoni is finally speaking out. And it's not just about movies or his next project. It's about the chaos that's taken over his life, personally and professionally. In an emotional interview recorded in November, Baldoni broke down in tears while talking about his struggles. At the time, he hadn't publicly addressed the legal storm that was about to hit him. Weeks later, Blake Lively filed a lawsuit, accusing him of sexual harassment and running a smear campaign against her. Now, the interview that aired on February 10th is making waves, fueling even more speculation. Baldoni's moment of vulnerability came on the Gents Talk podcast. He admitted to feeling overwhelming anxiety, even over something as simple as sending a text message. When host Samir Marani asked why, Baldoni hesitated, then got visibly emotional. That single moment has now taken on a whole new meaning, given the legal battle unfolding around him. And what a battle it is.
We do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Justin said he doesn't know if he'd be game to direct the next one, but perhaps Blake would. Is that something that you would entertain?
Oh, absolutely. I think that whoever decides to take charge of the next one would do it justice. But, it's a lot of people to get the same schedules together again, so we'll see.
Oh, absolutely. She's so capable of that. She is a powerhouse. She can do literally anything.
Lively's lawsuit has thrown Hollywood into a frenzy. She claims Baldoni acted inappropriately on the set of It Ends With Us, and then tried to destroy her reputation. The fallout has been impossible to ignore. The two, who once seemed to have a professional relationship, started promoting the movies separately. The whispers turned into headlines, and soon enough, the lawsuit landed. Baldoni isn't backing down. He's pushing back with a text message from his co-star Isabella Ferrer, who played the younger version of Lively's character in the film. In the message, Ferrer describes Baldoni as a wonderful, smart, and sincere director, and says he made the set a comfortable, safe space. His legal team is using this as proof that he wasn't the person Lively claims he was.
Fell for Justin. He rejected her. I think his theory is a bit reductive. I think that this is just a woman's revenge because she was scorned, I think is wrong.
I don't know that it always has to be about, she fell in love with him. I think there could have been a world there, though, that she really clicked with him, she thought, and she thought he wanted her to be this close collaborator. And then when that part was rejected, that was an ego sting. But also when it was clear that any sort of budding crush she had, or full crush, that there was no interest there either.
Right.
Then all of a sudden she's just taking so many ego hits.
Yeah, maybe when you're Blake Lively, you're used to just men fawning over you.
Right.
Every man falling for you, especially when this guy's a little bit of a nobody. And to be rejected by this nobody director.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But there's another layer to this mess. Ryan Reynolds. Baldoni believes Lively's husband played a role in his downfall. Both Reynolds and Lively unfollowed Baldoni on social media. That might not seem like much, but in Hollywood, it's a statement. Even Colleen Hoover, the author of the book the movie is based on, has distanced herself from Baldoni. He sees it all as an orchestrated effort to push him out of the industry. With the lawsuit heating up, the entertainment world is picking sides. Some stand with Lively, others with Baldoni. Either way, the drama isn't slowing down. More court battles, more statements, and more speculation are on the way. Meanwhile, many materials have been leaked about this drama. And if you believe the leaked texts, Baldoni was sweating bullets over a simple wardrobe conversation with Lively. That's right. Discussing outfits with his lead actress had him terrified. And this isn't just some offhand remark. This was part of a lawsuit. According to court documents, Baldoni admitted in a text that he was fucking terrified of saying the wrong thing before walking into a conversation about Lively's wardrobe choices. He even asked for prayers. Now, let's pause for a second. A man who's acted, directed, and worked in Hollywood for years was petrified of discussing costumes. Either Blake Lively is secretly terrifying, or there's more to this story. So, what's the big deal? Well, when the first set photos leaked, the internet was not kind. Lively's outfit, handpicked by her, was widely criticized. Sony wasn't happy, and Baldoni, as the director, had to step in and talk wardrobe adjustments. But instead of a quick chat, it reportedly turned into a 1 hour and 30-minute conversation. And according to Baldoni, Lively later twisted the narrative, claiming he had an emotional meltdown that delayed filming. His version is that he got a little choked up because she complimented his directing skills, and he mistook it for genuine praise. Tough industry.
Says in part, quote, "Hey Ryan, Justin Baldoni here. The guy who brought his, and I think it says internal baggage, to his meeting with your wife. I asked Blake for your number well over a month ago and have wanted to text you for a while now."
But wait, there's more. Later that day, Lively requested another meeting, this time in her trailer. Baldoni, along with producers and a Sony executive, attended. Things got even more awkward when one of Baldoni's team members, Jamie, allegedly made eye contact with Lively while she was either nursing or pumping, despite her request for him to face the wall. Lively didn't accuse him of trying to sneak a peek, but did bring it up weeks later, and Jamie apologized. Now, this entire saga has escalated into a lawsuit where Baldoni accuses Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, of civil extortion and defamation. Reynolds and Lively, unsurprisingly, deny all wrongdoing. Hollywood power struggles are nothing new, but this one feels particularly bizarre. A director being too afraid to talk to his lead actress about wardrobe, accusations flying over eye contact in a trailer, and somehow, Ryan Reynolds is now involved. This whole thing is a script waiting to be written. At the end of the day, whether Baldoni's fears were justified or Lively really did manipulate the situation, one thing is clear. This film's behind-the-scenes drama might be more intense than the movie itself. What started as a complaint from Lively about Baldoni has exploded into multiple lawsuits, public finger-pointing, and a reputation war where, according to experts, Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds are losing ground fast. At first, it seemed like a straightforward case. Lively accused Baldoni of serious misconduct, and the legal wheels started turning. But then Baldoni hit back. First with a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times over a supposed smear campaign, then with a separate $400 million suit against Lively and Reynolds for allegedly trying to take over the movie. Suddenly, this wasn't just about one case. It was about two Hollywood powerhouses fighting for control of a story that was becoming more about them than the film itself. Public opinion has always played a role in celebrity scandals, but this one is a mess. Alexandra Lamana, a communications expert, put it bluntly, legal action only works when you have overwhelming support, a solid case, and control of the narrative. Right now, none of that applies to Lively and Reynolds. Every move they make seems to backfire, and Baldoni isn't backing down either. This isn't just a legal battle, it's a PR nightmare. And let's talk about that PR. Ryan McCormick, a reputation management expert, compared the whole situation to a mafia feud gone wrong. His take? Everyone involved should have handled this behind closed doors. Instead, they went public. Let the media take control, and now they're stuck in a cycle where negative headlines keep reinforcing negative perceptions. Every new lawsuit, every leaked conversation, every social media reaction makes things worse. One particularly messy detail? A 6-minute apology from Baldoni to Lively.
I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank, and I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I f***ed up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I am a very flawed man, as my wife will attest, and I'm gonna f*** up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna piss you off, probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of, and I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible. I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend. and I should have given it more time.
He supposedly sent it after a meeting where they discussed a key scene in It Ends With Us, one that Lively wanted rewritten. And Baldoni claims he was pressured into accepting because of Reynolds and Taylor Swift. Yes, Taylor Swift is somehow involved in this legal mess too. Hollywood doesn't do small scandals. Lyric Mandel, a PR strategist, thinks Lively and Reynolds should have played this differently. A quieter, more calculated approach might have saved them from this reputational chaos. Instead of fighting it out in the press, they could have handled it behind the scenes, kept control of the narrative, and avoided turning this into the industry's latest spectacle. Because in Hollywood, perception is everything. And right now, their perception isn't looking good. At this point, the lawsuits are moving forward, but the damage is already done. Lively and Reynolds are at risk of being seen as more trouble than they're worth. And Baldoni's reputation isn't exactly untouched either. Baldoni isn't just fighting for money. His lawyer, Brian Friedman, made that crystal clear during a pretrial conference, stating that the damage goes beyond legal fees. His production company, Wayfarer Studios, is feeling the heat. His business partners? Stressed. His publicists? Probably questioning their career choices. Friedman called it a battle over reputations, livelihoods, and mental well-being.
For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it. As the time progressed in this film, she decided that she wanted to be a producer. She started to make edits. She wanted to be part of the editing team. There were people hired, like human beings actually hired to do the editing job, who had done work as editors. She wanted to be part of that team. The next thing you know, she took over the editing. She started making threats that she wouldn't promote the movie, that she wanted to be in control of marketing of the movie, that she would do nothing in terms of promotion unless she was the actual editor.
Meanwhile, Lively's legal team is holding their ground. Her lawyers, Michael Gottlieb and Ezra Hudson, aren't just defending her, they're pushing back hard. They claim Baldoni's lawsuit is nothing more than retaliation, an attempt to silence Lively after she spoke out. And they're ready to prove it in court. To make matters worse, the public narrative is slipping out of Baldoni's hands. He's released behind-the-scenes footage and private messages to clear his name. But Lively's team insists that none of it changes the core allegations. For now, the court of public opinion remains divided, and that's dangerous territory in Hollywood. Judge Louis Lyman has already denied Lively and Reynolds' request for a gag order, but he has advised everyone to keep quiet until the trial. That's easier said than done when every headline adds more fuel to the fire. The trial is set for March 2026, but given the high-profile nature of the case, an earlier date is being considered. Lively's team wants discovery proceedings to start immediately, believing that once all evidence is out in the open, Baldoni won't have a case to stand on. That's a bold claim, but they seem confident. And confidence in cases like this can be just as powerful as hard evidence. The real cost here isn't just legal fees, it's reputation. Baldoni's credibility in the industry is hanging by a thread. Even if he wins, will he be able to repair the damage? Hollywood has a short memory when it wants to, but scandals like this don't just disappear. The question now is, will Baldoni fight until the bitter end, or will the mounting pressure force him to settle? One thing is clear, this isn't just another Hollywood lawsuit. This is a battle that could change careers, reputations, and maybe even the way these cases are handled in the industry. And with both sides refusing to back down, it's only going to get uglier from here. The fallout is just getting started. Who do you think will come out on top, Baldoni or Lively? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates on this legal showdown.